Xbox just hit the reset button, but not in the way that gamers hoped, with massive layoffs shaking the company. The future of Xbox feels more uncertain than ever. But let's break down what this reset really means for gaming, for the industry, and for us as players. On Monday, the company said it plans to lay off 4,800 employees. That is a massive number, including 1,600 immediate reductions at its Xbox division. After weeks of rumors and speculation about the extent of Xbox's planned cutbacks, Asha announced the extent of Microsoft's reorganization, with 3,200 employees being laid off and at least four studios are being affected, including Double Fine Productions, Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, and Compulsion Games. That's crazy. But some partial good news to this is that these four studios are becoming independent again under new management. And the plus side of this is they're taking the existing IP with them. So it's not going to be locked behind a vault door at Microsoft, where Microsoft will not be doing anything with this IP. The IP is going with the studios, and the games which they announce are not being cancelled. They are still planned to roll out. However, a fifth studio, which you all know is Arcane, is still under review. According to the article, France-based Arcane Studios, part of Microsoft's own ZeniMax Media, is beginning the required consultation with its Works Council to review potential strategic options. According to Sharma, effectively, Arcane's employee representation is addressing whatever unannounced strategic moves Microsoft plans to do with the studio, which could mean selling it off, closing it, or laying off employees. Now, with many other countries, when you talk about retrenchments, basically you have to first have meaningful consultations with the employees and figure out a different approach before it leads to laying off the people. Now, man, this is never easy when businesses go this route, and I really feel for these people that's going through this painful situation, man. It's not an easy thing. Look, the gaming industry at this point needs a reset. But let's continue. Asha writes, we will return to growth in 2027. History is full of companies that mistake longevity for inevitability, and we will not be one of them. Now, what she's speaking about here is basically longevity versus inevitability. She's pointing out that just because a company has existed for a long time doesn't mean it will automatically continue to succeed. That many companies assume that based on their past survival, it guarantees their future, but history shows us otherwise. Look at places like Kodak, Blockbuster, or Nokia. So she's saying that Xbox needs to remain vigilant, proactive, and willing to evolve. Willing to evolve rather than assume success is inevitable. She writes further that she knows this is painful. These changes will directly affect people who have poured their creativity into building Xbox. Many joined us through acquisitions, while others were recruited here or sought us out because they loved the industry and loved Xbox. Today's decision does not reflect their talent or dedication. Again, man, my heart goes out to these people that are going through this, man. And this is quite a big number. I think it's one of the biggest in Xbox's history. But it's insane, man. She goes further on to say that the cuts reach across Activision, Bethesda, ZeniMax, Blizzard, King, Mojang, and Xbox Game Studios, though no publicly announced games are being cancelled. So anything that's been announced that we've seen at the showcase and so forth, those games are not being cancelled. They will still, they are still planned to be released. But again, this could change, right? This could eventually change. What it also means is that maybe 2026 is not the year for Xbox's comeback, but it's the year of resetting. And based on what they've reset and how they've structured their business for this year, 2027 will see the potential comeback. So, how they're going to set for this year will lead into next year. Again, for me, it comes down to the quality of games, man. Comes down to the quality of games. But what does this all mean for games and gamers in general? So basically, Xbox is admitting that that the past strategy of Microsoft buying up all these studios to fill up the Game Pass library has not been fruitful, and this is why we're seeing a shift back to exclusivity and a shift in prioritizing and investing more in their biggest franchises. So the article goes on to say that in simple terms, The restructuring involves fewer studios, fewer employees, and greater emphasis on Xbox's core businesses and its major franchises. Piers Harding roles a game industry analyst with Ampere Analysis told Newsweek that a key element would be the renewed focus on its biggest IP, franchises, and games with the biggest audiences. So, like I said in previous videos, right? Xbox has a history of mistreating their IPs. They have an identity crisis. And when they bought up all these studios, clearly they were missing the point. Through all the money at these studios, there wasn't, and they were throwing, I'm gonna say, wet spaghetti at the wall, hoping to see what sticks. And none of those games, I mean, giving the freedom to these studios to be creative and all that things, right? While it was good for creativity, at the same time, we didn't see big hits to really amp up the subscriptions to Xbox Game Pass. That's the reality of it. So now they're going to shift their focus on existing IPs. But at the same time, while this is good, they shouldn't forget about creativity and giving us new IPs as well and building franchises with them. Give us good things, give us good games, give us good characters, give us good stories, give us good um worlds, things like that. It comes down to the quality of games. The article goes further on to say that studios producing games that are more niche and that don't give Game Pass subscriptions, that don't drive Game Pass subscriptions, are probably better served outside of Xbox, and that's why some studios are being sold. He said, this means that gamers will see fewer games like this developed in Xbox studios, which will be increasingly focused on the biggest franchises. Again, that's exactly like I said. They purchased all these different studios to put all these smaller games to basically fill up the Game Pass library, but there weren't enough big hits. There weren't enough big AAA games to drive that subscription fees. Unfortunately, that's the reality. I mean, Asha Sharma also said that the price increase that we got in Game Pass really hurt the subscriptions to Game Pass as well. They're only currently sitting at 30 million subscribers now, even after they reduced the price. So the business strategy back then just wasn't great. And maybe the reset is a good thing for Xbox as a whole. With that being said, Xbox said the reductions would not cause any Xbox owned games already in the pipeline to be cancelled, and that Ninja Theory had joined new ownership and secured funding to complete Senua, a standalone installment in the Hellblade series. Separately, Undead Labs confirmed that it would still release State of Decay 3 despite the transition to new ownership. Like I said, these games are still going to release. They're just under new ownership. And basically, that cost is coming off the books of Xbox. So they don't have to foot the bill anymore for these games. But again, we're getting independent developers to do their own thing. And maybe it's best that these games that are not such big hits gets recognition outside of Xbox Game Pass. Yes, it was a good thing to also have it in the Game Pass so that you could actually try it out, flavor of the month or whatever you want to call it. But again, I digress. The article goes further on to say that, as Sharma indicated, Harding Rolls said Xbox would begin to exhibit a significant focus on specific franchises, including Minecraft, across which there will be more investment to compete more actively with Roblox and Fortnite and its biggest mobile property, Candy Crush. Yeah, Minecraft made Xbox tons of money. It's one of the best purchases, acquisitions that they ever did. I mean, if you look at the movie releases as well, are they gonna milk Minecraft now? Are they gonna make a Roblox version of Minecraft to compete? What are they gonna do? The article goes further on to say that as well as aggressively expanding its studio portfolio, Xbox said some of its difficulties stem from its investments in Game Pass, multi-platform publishing, and its portfolio of content. But the company said these parts of the business did not grow at the pace we expected. Yeah, just throwing money at something doesn't mean it's gonna make it a success. Xbox has effectively admitted that the strategy that defined the company's 2018 mass acquisitions, Game Pass expansions, and growing party content did not deliver the growth executives anticipated. Again, like I said, you can't just throw money at something and expect it to grow. I think that was the downfall. When they acquired all these, and I think I speak for everybody, when they acquired all these studios, we were like excited because we were going to see um, possibly great games being developed and so forth. But It just didn't happen. And the development periods for these games was so long. I mean, look back in what was it, 2018, 29, 2020. How many games were announced? We haven't seen half of those games today yet. It's crazy. The article goes further on to say that as well as restructuring the platform around giant global franchises, Article said that this could mean a focus on making Game Pass on Xbox more affordable, which they have already done. Are they going to push it more, the price further down? What game are they going to move next? Are they going to start removing day one releases? Look, we still get day one releases with Game Pass Ultimate. Right? Yes, Call of Duty has been removed. But in order to make it more affordable, day one releases for Xbox, will it only come to Game Pass after a certain period of time? I mean, to make it more affordable, they'd have to make some cuts. Man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Xbox. This is a really tough time for the employees that have to go through this. I think Asha was not playing around when she said they have to reset because the business was not making, they were not turning over a profit at all. At all. They weren't making anything. And that is why there's a shift back to exclusivity because at the end of the day, and this is PlayStation's bread and butter, is the exclusive games for PlayStation and Nintendo. They only have that platform where you can go and play the games. That's why PlayStation pulled the exclusivity from PC as well to sell their hardware still. Now, yes, when they speak about that, they have to remain vigilant and they have to adapt to the times. PlayStation already killed physical media, and we know Xbox is probably going to follow suit. But Xbox should now actually one up PlayStation and say like, you know what, we're still going to provide you physical media, and I mean that's an automatic win for them. Listen, I think the gaming industry is cooked. And I think the gaming industry needs a reset. At the end of the day, I want all these Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, Steam, they all need to succeed so that there's competition. That keeps them on their toes so that the one delivers. So, so they're always trying to one up each other in the games department so that we as gamers get better games and where one company cannot take a monopoly, make an entire monopoly out of the industry. I mean, I guess that's maybe what Xbox was trying to do. But at the moment, Xbox is playing catch up, and I mean, PlayStation is in the lead. They've got a massive lead, so Xbox really needs to catch up. Yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about the situation? It's not an easy one. It's not an easy matter. Retrenchment is not easy, man. Honestly, I'm wishing all the best for these guys. Um, but at the end of the day, this is also the industry. It's changing. Uh, Hopefully it changes for the better. But at this moment, I think the gaming industry is cooked. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below, guys. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it insightful. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let's get talking. And do consider hitting that subscribe button for more gaming discussion videos, for more first impressions and retrospectives. And until next time, guys, I'll see you on the next low key POV. Peace.